What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and today I'm going to be talking about Mortal Kombat 1 compared to its peers right now and why I currently think it is the best fighting game out right now, competitive wise and casual wise. And I'm going to be giving my complete takes on that. Some of it's going to be my opinion, and some of it is going to be facts. So, let's start off with the facts. Okay? Let's look at this tweet right here from Ed Boon. Now, again, these are facts right here. I'm putting in your face facts, okay? So this is not to be argued. As you see right here, PlayStation, right here, PlayStation US top 5, 15 games ranked by total weekly active users. Of course, Fortnite's number one. But if you go down and look here, Mortal Kombat. That means Mortal Kombat right now, currently on the main system that matters. I don't want to see these fools anymore bringing up Steam charts to try to make their point. Steam charts mean nothing. Most people play on PlayStation in general. PlayStation is the metric that people should go off of on how many players are actively playing a game for the most part. I know that's, I know you can make an asterisk to that, and other games it does matter for PC, but especially for fighting games in general, and even for Mortal Kombat in general, PlayStation matters the most. It just does. There is no disputing that. So, with that being said, and that's all competitive fighting games or casual fighting games. Most people play them on PlayStation. On freaking PlayStation. So again, as you can see right here, there is no Tekken up here. There is no Street Fighter up here. There's no Guilty Gear up here. Mortal Kombat is literally the number one most active fighting game right now. After the game got dragged through the mud a couple months ago, where everyone was talking about, oh, it's dead, it's dying, this, that, and the other, and oh, we're not going to get this, we're not going to get that, the game's dying, it's done, it's over with, we're through, no one cares, and it's still the number one most played active fighting game through all of that. So when I was making those videos telling y'all that people don't know what they're talking about, the game is not dead, it's not dying, the game is in a good state, and it's slowly getting better. When I was saying all of that, this further backs up what I was saying. Those people did not know what they were talking about because it is still the most active fighting game right now. So that is a fact. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't. I'm not being mean. I'm not, being malicious. I'm telling you the truth. If you don't like the game, okay. If you love Tekken and if you love Street Fighter more than Mortal Kombat or Guilty Gear more than Mortal Kombat, okay. But we are talking about pure facts here. Now, let me talk about my opinion now, why I think that Mortal Kombat is doing really good right now, gameplay-wise. And now when I'm saying this, let me make this clear again. I'm talking about purely based off of gameplay. Yes, I do feel like Tekken and Street Fighter offer more as a complete package of a game, but I do think gameplay-wise, casual and competitive-wise, Mortal Kombat 1 is the best right now. And this is somebody who said Street Fighter was the best for the longest. But Street Fighter isn't really doing so hot right now. And, oh, don't get me started about Tekken. A lot of players in the Street Fighter scene are complaining about how stagnant the game feels. And I agree, like, a lot. And they're also complaining about throw loops a lot, just anything and everything. Like, I feel like Street Fighter started off very strong, but Street Fighter has easily had some of the most boring patches of like any fighting game I've ever played. And a lot of people agree, like, the patches have been very bad, very lackluster, not innovative at all. It's just been uninteresting to play the game long term or keep up and play it. And a video that can describe that very well is this video right here from Diaphone. This one, Street Fighter 6 has a throw loop problem. I feel like he described it perfectly on, what players are complaining about right now and how mad they are about it. And you can literally just go to Twitter and you could just type up Street Fighter 6 throw loops and Twitter and look at all the people complaining about them and everything and just how boring the game has got to them. It's to the point where like they're just complaining about anything with Street Fighter now. Like people are bored of it. And Tekken just had one of the worst patches probably. And a lot of people, okay, the best way I can put it, the perspective of the game. Probably the worst patch ever to a lot of people. And probably fighting game history, because I have never seen this many people complain about a patch. Like, I just got here, type Tekken 8 new patch. First thing you see, Tekken like amped up, and then you got right here you can see the lead creator or designer or whatever. He is talking about, you can see in that tweet right there that he's talking about, okay, we're going to do something. There's been a disconnect, emergency patch coming to Tekken. Like, it's bad. Like, it's really bad, the current state of the game on how people are talking about it. I can't speak on it myself, but I can say people are not happy. Meanwhile, Mortal Kombat over here chilling. That's all I'm saying. You know, again, Mortal Kombat got ran through the mud couple of months ago, and I kept saying it didn't mean anything, because at the end of the day, Mortal Kombat kept improving slowly but surely, very slowly but surely. And this is why Mortal Kombat doesn't fairly get judged, because people don't realize this. Mortal Kombat, okay, first things first, a competitive scene does not represent how well your game is doing. Let me say that 2 more times. A competitive scene does not represent how well your game is doing. A competitive scene does not represent how well your game is doing. I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand, but I promise y'all, the competitive scene means nothing in the grand scheme of things. The competitive scene does not keep games afloat. The competitive scene is there for more of just something for the players. It does nothing for the actual creators of the game. It doesn't. It's there for the love of the game. So, with that being said, Mortal Kombat, while being as popular as it is, does not have a strong competitive scene. And that is mainly on the devs, because they don't know how to run it properly. They are getting better, but other games like Tekken, Street Fighter, Guilty Gear have a more tenured competitive scene. And whenever Mortal Kombat is perceived as not doing well, people always try to bring up the competitive scene when it doesn't matter, because the competitive scene hasn't ever really been a main focus of theirs. And it's not a fair metric because, again, most places that have the most respected, popular competitive scenes, the game is banned. Mortal Kombat is literally banned in some places where the competitive scenes are much bigger. So, again, not a fair comparison competitive scene-wise. And Mortal Kombat, I can't speak on 11 because I hated that game with all my heart. But 10, Mortal Kombat 10 and Mortal Kombat 1 have both done nothing but get better over time. And people have to realize that Street Fighter and Tekken, those games be out for a while, a hot minute. Mortal Kombat gets 2 years. So they have 2 years to make their game to a point where it is perceived well. And Street Fighter and Tekken have years upon years to have their game perceived in a different light. And the point I'm trying to make right now is the current state that the game is in after like a year and a couple months is great for them and great in general. The strides they have made in the game, it's literally leaps and bounds from the beginning, gameplay wise. So I feel like Mortal Kombat doesn't get fairly judged compared to its peers because they got 2 years to make their games not be a joke, competitive wise, and they have done a good job in Mortal Kombat 10 and Mortal Kombat 1 specifically of not making their game a joke throughout the patches. But they have to be done at a point where Street Fighter and Tekken don't. They can keep going. Look at Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V is probably one of the worst fighting games ever on release, but it didn't stay like that. Now, if they only had 2 years, Street Fighter V would have went down as one of the worst fighting games of all time. But since they had time to make it better, it's different. NRS doesn't have that same time because they're on 2-year cooldowns, which I don't get that. I don't see why they can't support Injustice and Mortal Kombat and patch both the games at the same time, but I guess they don't want to. Again, that's on them. But that's why the games aren't fairly judged, because at the end of the day, Street Fighter and Tekken have years upon years upon years upon years to make their games at a good state. So, again, that's the point I wanted to make. Now, I'm not someone who is going to sit up here and act like Mortal Kombat 1 is perfect. The game still has some things it needs to look into. Mainly, I feel like the cameo system is still not where it needs to be, the biggest thing, but I do think they have been slowly improving the game, and they have been doing a good job at it. It's just been very slow. Now, we still got to wait to see what they're going to do regarding if they're going to keep the game, alive after all of the conspiracy theories and all of this and all the rumors. We got to see, but the fact of the matter is, right now, Mortal Kombat 1 is winning. Gameplay-wise, like, the biggest blemish on the game is literally just still Havoc. The game is actually in a very balanced, good state. It's still really fun to play. The patches have kept it interesting. The gameplay has gotten better and better over time. And it's just in a very solid, fun spot right now. It's really good right now. Again, I'm saying right now. And I do feel like, if Tekken 8 fixes its problems with this new big patch that got so many people mad, then it could be back in the running. And if Street Fighter just would make some interesting freaking patches, then we can have this conversation again. But again, as of right now, early 2025, Mortal Kombat 1 is winning. So I feel like that personally, and I showed the facts too. So yep, that's pretty much all I got to say about it. Again, laid out my opinions, and I laid out the facts. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. And Nickopz out.